Carleton. Today we're going to talk about the case of the missing porta potty from Carleton Park. Some believe that it was the doctor who was the last user. That's why it mysteriously disappeared. And there are those who believe that the porta potty is now in another dimension, maybe in another world. Well, that's how strange things can get here in the city of Fredericton. Just some bizarre things tend to happen. Recently, great concern has been raised about the removal of the porta potty from Carleton Park, a place which is frequently visited by many Frederictonians and tourists. It was recognized back in 2010 because of the high volume of people using the park that a toilet facility should be included, and the decision makers at that time, back in 2010, decided to include a porta potty to accommodate the needs of those people. The story of the missing potty was reported originally by local resident John Gamblin, followed up in a letter to the editor published in the Irving-owned newspaper, the Daily Gleaner, by Charles LeBlanc. Of course, he's not known. He's not a known blogger, right? Charles LeBlanc has heavily criticized the city of Fredericton for the removal of the portable toilet from Carleton Park. Charles suggests that the users of the park will now have to either use a bush or hide behind a tree to relieve themselves because there isn't an immediate access to a toilet facility. So let's go back in time and hear of the then councillor Mike O'Brien had to say about Carleton Park and porta potties.
Matter of fact, the mayor was on the other day saying that although it's in the plan, I can't tell you exactly when. The mayor brought up the fact it's time to put some washrooms in there.
Yeah, I know. Right? I was going to bring that up. So, it's funny when you get involved in an issue when it affects you.
Oh yeah.
He quit smoking, so he's walking.
He's walking a lot.
And he noticed that when you need a piss, there's nowhere to go.
Well,
Dixie, Tim Hortons.
There's not a lot. And look, that park, that park is it was always supposed to be a passive park. By passive, I mean a lot of use, but not a lot of structures and gas and oil. Beautiful, right?
Yep.
And you're there every second night walking through.
Yep.
And my parents are there just about every night watching the sunset.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm down there once or twice a week.
It's beautiful.
But there's so many people using it. It's a gym. We got to put some better facilities in there.
So we're going to do that the year 25.
No, not that late. But look, you follow council pretty close.
Sometimes.
Yeah, all the time. And we got a budget, so I can't tell you. I'm chair of finance.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we'll be looking at it this fall when whether it's next year or the year. But the washrooms don't cost. Porta potties don't cost much, and that's a start, right? And then if we can get a better structure in there, just sooner than all I can tell you is sooner than later.
So that was back in 2010. We are now in 2017. Things have changed. Council have changed. Mayor Woodside is no longer Mayor Woodside. It's now Mayor Mike O'Brien. Anyway, to get the full story to what has taken place, to why the potty was not included this year on the grounds of the Carleton Park, I contacted Mayor Mike. Mayor Mike, that's got such a nice ring to it. According to O'Brien, the decisions was made previous to his election as mayor as part of an arrangement between the city of Fredericton and Picaroons. The city permitted Picaroon to extend their parking lot onto the city's owned Carleton Park. In return, Picaroon was to make available for the public to use their washroom facilities in the restaurant ice cream parlor component of their operation. And once that was completed, then the public would have access to those washrooms. While currently it's not included in the park improvement plan for Carleton Park, which was released in March of 2017, the mayor did suggest that there is a possibility that in the future that there may be a physical structure like the washroom facilities in Officer Square be built on Carleton Park. After having a chit-chat with Mayor O'Brien, I contacted Eric McGurty, councillor from Ward 6, where Carleton Park resides in, and we had a bit of a discussion. But the first thing that he did tell me is that the mayor did not make the decision or gave instructions for the porta potty not to be included on the premises of Carleton Park this year. This is a quote from McGurty. The porta potty was not placed in the park this year because we have new public accessible washrooms in Picaroon's building. Part of the agreement signed with Picaroon's, unquote. McGurty also adds that this new facility is designed to give access to those who have mobility issues, and that the washrooms would be available all year round between, I forget the time, 9 o'clock in the morning to 10, 11 o'clock at night, somewhere in that time range. But the biggest bulk of the usage is, basically, anywhere from the afternoon to early evening. Now, one thing I did find interesting is that McGurty went on to tell me that there was going to be some signs placed throughout the park saying that Picaroon has washrooms available for the public's use. That for me was a little bit troubling, because just from the boat landing in sight of line, there's Dixie Lee, a long-term business that's been there for 12 years. And I asked him the question about the signs. I said, has anyone contacted Dixie Lee and asked them if they wish to partake or whatever? Well, to this date, Eric hasn't answered that question, whether or not anyone from the city has even bothered to take the time to contact Dixie Lee. Now, if Dixie Lee were to agree to grant the public to use their washroom, or they may even be to this day allowing people from the public from Carleton Park to use their washrooms park, then Dixie Lee should also be included in the signage, just not Picaroon. So if there's any ethics at all in there to keep a level playing field between the two businesses, there should be two signs. One sign saying Picaroon has washrooms available for the public, and so does Dixie Lee. That's if the city believes in fair play and that they're just not stacking the cards on behalf of Picaroons, and I hope to God that that's what it isn't. But anyway, for anyone who is truly concerned about the porta potty and wishes that a porta potty be placed in a convenient location in the park, then contact your respective councillors and let them know what your wishes are to have the potty put back. If you don't think it's a big issue and you're comfortable with how things are, well, so be it. Anyway, this is Andre Faust for The Left Eye, and have yourself a most excellent day. Thank you. Until next time.